The northern plains and cities of the fallen Nadam-Raj hold on to their last breath, as the Hobgoblin stratocracy continues their onslaught into northern Rahen. Will we be able to hold off their militaristic hordes and bring prosperity to the north? Not just for the protection of our Raheni brethren, but also the Dwarven refugees that have fled similar destructive fates. Will we really save them from one monster, but subject them to another? This is the start of a journey involving two different peoples who share a common goal in this ever-struggling world, the need for survival. And maybe a little bit of beer later on as well. Who knows? As a ruler of Rajnadhaga, the survival of our nation is paramount. First objective in the court is to scramble and send our diplomats abroad, hopefully securing alliances with neighboring powers or anyone willing enough to listen. During these dire times, major concessions are made to the states of the country, especially with the powerful upper castes administering the realm. Advisors are then selected and put to work for the state, and our ties grow even stronger with our neighbor Kadisrapur. Scouts have confirmed that the Hobgoblin command has rallied their campaign to the east against the Jia, giving us a chance at survival for the time being. Through our support of our weak neighbor, the states surrounding us understand the necessity of our expansion through the League of Shamakad. Additional troops are recruited, and the will of the Diet is followed, as our main administrator is replaced with a mage, helping out with court duties. Dark times are ahead of us, as our weak brother Kadisrapur is in dire straits against the Hobgoblin menace. As seen with the North, seldom are safe in the command's wake, and our sorry state cannot defend our brethren. We sadly have to cut ties and back down, while suffering the distrust from everyone around us. On a better note, the war with Paraj is at hand, as they are completely alone and overwhelmed by our forces. Some locals are even praising our troops as we liberate them from their sorry, weak state, and promise to keep them safe against the Hobgoblin menace to the north, ironically right after we abandoned our allies. After quickly destroying their military and occupying their country, they are quickly brought into the fold, allowing us to move on to our main rival in Sarnavan. Our alliance with the southern slave state of Bavaria has borne us fruit, as their promise of land to them in Bimlau has convinced them to support our cause, bringing much needed help in the war against Sarnavan and their ally in Bimlau. Battles in our home region are quickly fought and won, and our army divides and conquers the entirety of their nation, including their sorry vassal states bordering the command. The siege of their capital city, Sarnavan, one of the main cities of the old Nadam-Raj, will take a large amount of effort to capitulate. The lack of siege-focused generals, along with the defensive and tenacious nature of the north, has only prolonged the inevitable. As for Sarnavan's ally of Bimlau in the south, there seems to be a major partition underway from three different parties, as their diplomats converge and discuss possible territorial concessions with their major losses in the south. With a separate piece of Bimlau providing Bavaria with what they wanted, our war in the north can finally come to a close. The city of Sarnavan has fallen and is now ours, and will be a major boon to our nation, along with one of their vassal states being placed under our rule. A minor coalition will be formed against us, but it will prove no challenge to our growing might. With the aftermath of the conquest of Sarnavan underway, along with more peasantry flocking to our banners, the king and his council bring focus to domestic issues and the development of the countryside, as the ideas of the Renaissance have spread to all of the Raj. The open plains of Telnadi have been chosen as their main development candidate, focusing on their production of cloth and their Haramari minorities. Our king sadly passes on, known for his leading command and bravery, along with creating our dominant position in the north. and leaves his 11-year-old son in regency with his mother. Her first decision as regent is to strengthen the nobility's privileges, not out of malice or bribery, but out of the necessity for our nation to survive. The focus on Telnati continues as a major development incentive is placed on the region to bring it up to par with the capital. With enough funding and time spent, the next institutional thought has sprouted in the province and is ready to be embraced across the nation, but at a steep cost. To eventually pay for this, the newly conquered provinces within Sarnavan undergo a bit of reining in, reducing autonomy and bringing more money to our own coffers. On a side note, on the search of more blooming friendships to the east, a diplomat has been sent out to improve relations with the Dragon of Byongfang, hopefully providing a valuable ally in the east after the fall of the Jia. Improvements in military technology after embracing our own Nadamraj Renaissance led to an improved infantry variant, focusing on our predecessor's high standard of quality and human strength, while surrounded by non-humans such as Haramari and Hobgoblins of the past. Not only is the military reaping the rewards of intellectual thought, as our administrative advancements are now able to catch up as well. With conquest comes rebellion, as separatists take root and sprout out of our acquired holdings in Sarnavan, creating more troubles than it's truly worth. The aftermath of the last remaining separatists from our new conquests have left a lasting impression on our nation. They are swiftly dealt with the help of our newly acquired, shocking general, Farid of the Keterid. Now only a handful of dissidents remain within our nation, not even daring to make a peep when it comes to silly ideas like local autonomy or even independence. After the last military exercise against rebels, our diplomatic situation becomes even clearer than before, as we are stuck between a Raj and a Hobgoblin place, requiring our nation to focus more on offense. During these discussions within the council, seemingly out of nowhere, like an act of divine intervention or sheer luck, an old deposit of Dame's has been discovered in Kataradi, replacing the prevalent cotton industry in the area. A very welcome development, if you will. As it becomes more apparent that our nation is definitely here to stay, the next step in our government has come. Increased centralization has to happen, as the given powers of the states are no longer as direly needed as in the past. This, along with the newest development of our own Nadamraj cavalry, has come to prove that we are a definite force to be reckoned with. Also, it's time to rein in our newly integrated vassals' lands. I love lowered autonomy. With the turn of the year 1470, something has been stirring within the Dwarven community of Kepakand. Rumors of a small adventuring band of dwarves have been heard throughout the realm, preparing for an exodus to the old hold they originally escaped from, after the Serpentspine became flooded with the dregs of the Green Tide. Here's hoping with our help and blessings they can finally return to their old hold. With these rumors making it through the main council and even the king himself indulging in the history of the dwarves, especially of the Nephrite variety, the rumors have become reality. The Amethyst dwarves are finally ready to depart with proper dwarf power and funding, and sadly have to take the long way around to get to the famous beer hold that has been sealed away for our own protection. As one journey ends, another begins. May these dwarves find their home and prosper. May the ancestors guide the Axbello cartel. And here we are, we have arrived. Starting as the Axbello cartel with Manduran, the first leading our adventurer company. And then move on through the Dwarvor. Also get our own heir, which is a pretty garbo. I'm gonna make you... yeah, that's where you belong. Yes, we are now an adventurer in a new world. Not really that new, but, you know, rediscovering. As you can see, there's a dwarf here as well. And of course, as an adventuring party, we have a ton of amazing bonuses, especially since we're starting later, so we'll keep it longer than the people that started with it. Probably wipe them out easier. Get all these units, we get the amazing bonuses, you know how it is. Being a dwarf is amazing. And of course we can also embrace the Renaissance and feudalism. Pretty crazy. And we have our own improved unit types to start off with, because we started with Tech 6. I guess it's just based on what I was over there, which is pretty cool. Also pick our first reform as an adventurer. We can stick with Remnants of Old, Serpentspine's Spelunking, which is the new expedition mechanic. Group stuff for that. But I'm just going to do the Call of the Surfaces, get that global settler increase, so once we do settle down, Funny enough. It'll be a lot faster. Of course, as a one-province minor adventurer, we can teleport. I mean migrate, as it works in this game. So let's try and wipe out this guy immediately. The Dirtwater Goblins. Our full Conquistador is actually pretty garbage. We do start off with a decent amount of money, so I'm going to get our cabinet figured out here. I think that's good enough for now. And let's just make the ruler a commander as well. Fine. Also map the Dwarvar, get another Conquistador who is also absolute garbage. Wow, not really the best here. Does use Orc Slayer, but he's only slaying ale down here. Let's go wipe these guys out. Wonder if they'll move out or we're gonna have to take the initiative. Looks like we're going to have to do it. Do that. It is a -2 penalty, but we do have a tech advantage. Won't be that bad. And hopefully no one comes in and messes with us. They are all at war with each other, so I do want priority in the siege, and it looks like we did get it. As you can see, Amber Sniffer, Sniff Schnoff, they're trying to take it, but we're already there. And for our religion, I'm going to start off with the dev cost. Honestly, 5% morale of armies doesn't seem that crazy or anything. And the settler thing, we'll get that later. Don't worry about it. I'm also going to start with innovative as well. Siege down the goblins here. While we're waiting, we might as well take another look around. Of course, we are a Dwarven administration with a Dwarven military, reduced recovery speed, for manpower, everything like that. We have stubby legs, so we cannot move that fast. It's only 10%, surprisingly. So there. But we do have amazing bonuses for artillery, which is going to be our main thing we're going to do later on. With this, we take you out, and we purge the warband, which is a pretty cool thing as an adventurer. Take a province of a tribe, and wipe them out. Goodbye. Since we're back down to a province again, we can keep on migrating on the rail again. And our whole objective, basically, we have to get here and deal with these goblins as soon as possible, because if we don't, we are going to be screwed. Because I'm pretty sure the maps from the Rahen up top, there was only one way to get in, and if they fully take that way, we can't keep doing our adventuring. We can't do our one province migration because we'll have to take this one unless we get there fast enough to burn down the colony, but I highly doubt it. They are going pretty quick. 75 goblins per year. Still don't know what this does after all these hours with the oh, let's go this way actually. The new settlers percent, does it just add like 50 if it rolls that? I'm not really sure. Always gotta learn something new every single time. Maybe someone will let me know down in the comments below. There we go, we've met our first Dwarven brother. Ovdal-Kunzad with the Powder Keg Dynasty. Makes you wonder what they specialize in. Oh yeah, go figure, land fire damage. Or just fire damage in general, obviously. And of course, with the Dwarvar being full of a bunch of meanies, we're just getting attacked constantly. Migrating over. No, don't go there. Not bad. Wait a minute. Oh, I guess it just only had 1,000 in general. Okay. Wondering if we just like wiped out the population when we moved there, but no. The tight passage is full of goblins. And funny enough, we found gems in our next road, in Gorzum Road 2nd. So let's actually fulfill the Diamonds and Rubies mission for an extra bit of prestige. We do have some gemstones. It's actually at a nice price right now because of faceting, which will eventually get nuked later on once the, I don't remember exactly what event it was. I think it's to deal with the Serpentspine getting filled with gems. Yeah, we're just exploring right now. There is an expedition target here, but I do have my first priority of getting to Dwarvorod 54 as soon as possible. Also just gonna drill while I'm waiting, because why not? And take our first innovative idea. This guy's actually terrible. And I didn't even know that as an adventurer you can't disinherit. Huh. That sucks. Majorly. Now we move again down the road. We just need to border them as soon as possible. Once we do, probably get them as a rival. Maybe do a humiliation war, do show strength, get the bonuses from there, burn this down, then move north. And continue on the way to our beer hold. Because it's definitely what I'm going to go for. Not going to bother with this hold down here. I actually don't even know what they specialize in. Actually, let's go check that out. Why not? Can't really move down the mission tree. But we get a hold. That's going to be the whole point. Oh, come on, Kanzad. You can do it. No, they're screwed. Yeah, we're going to have to liberate this entire area. The Tree of Stone. Look, see, they're trying to take refuge here. Here, you want, like, access or something, dude? No, I can't even offer it because of strategic interest. As all their dwarves run away. Yeah, of course. So it looks like next month we can migrate. And if it comes down to the wire... I could migrate here and then send a colonist. Order. And then wipe out the colony. But I think we'll be able to make it on time. Let's see. Keep drilling. Okay, no, I meant to go down here. Dummy. No, I'm not gonna rival you. And ally you, though. Don't really want to get called into the war. I'm gonna take this tech ahead of time and get a cannon. And I'm going over force limit, but as a Dwarven adventurer, we get minus 75% maintenance. We get another, you know, percentage based off of our adventuring efficiency. And then also, I was wrong. I thought it was here as well. But, hey, that's still enough. I think that's perfectly fine. Alright, let's see. Yeah, so I'm not getting too lucky. We can migrate here. On the second month of next year. Hopefully nothing crazy happens, some spectacular event where thousands of goblins just fly into this road and are like, oh my god, I love it. Oh, luckily enough, it looks like, you know, word has come of a Duran Blue Shield has actually taken the Dwarven capital, so we're going to get the, Spelunky manual for more settlers. God, we're so close. Please, 1 month. Still don't know how much this gives, but it better not be something crazy. Let's ally you since basically screwed. Get the trust for allying in the dark. Here we go, migrate. Can we rival you? Yes, we can. There we go. And here we go. Humiliate our rival. Wipe this out. Watch it finish. Right underneath us. That would be my luck. No. I could seize it and do it, but I'm going to migrate, obviously, so we're going to burn it to the ground. Kill them all. Move on ahead. I will take my first idea here. I know it's a little bit more expensive because of marchers, but I don't want to turn that off right now because we are at war. Hopefully by the time we're done with the migration will run out. Yeah, so going to be every year on the second month. Ouch, that kind of sucks. Let's just wipe out both roads, and then we will wipe out their capital. They don't even have a fort there, sadly, so we're just gonna cleave right through it, especially with our big Bertha. Let's get the king to lead, because he's a little bit better at fire damage. Pretty good. And I just want to blitz through this, honestly. Let's just order the artillery to barrage. And surprisingly enough, as a dwarf, 0 pips for siege. I know it's not guaranteed, but come on, guys. We do have our own little bit of siege ability here for being dwarvish, though, which is pretty great. We're cutting through this. It's nice because our king is a hardy warrior, so we're actually taking 20% less attrition from this. I know people are like, what are you doing? You're hurling hundreds of dwarves into the hellish depths of this hold. But I'm just worried that if they come steamrolling back and I leave a half a stack here, we're gonna be screwed. But it doesn't matter. The hold is burned to the ground, and we prove our dominance, show our strength. Giving us 100 of every power, and humiliating Chain Grasper. We're gonna migrate right over, take their spot where they originally were. We are on the home stretch. The next available province actually being Granite Blockade here, which has an expedition target that I haven't really done yet, so I'm kind of excited to see what that does for us. Also going to take Empiricism. For now, 10% more expensive, but, you know. I think the Marchers are actually pretty decent. Oh. Of course. I mean, he was pretty terrible, so, oh well. And then we can immediately pick another one. We could go for more adventuring efficiency and influence any of our factions, but we're just gonna go with just a skilled one. And that is so much better. Thank you, Thargus. Thargus Underheart. Yeah, once we move on to the Granite Blockade, we can actually test out this expedition mechanic. Or actually, now that I'm thinking about it, is it worth it to do that? Or should I just beeline it to the hold? Get there as soon as possible. I don't really know what this does. Let's see real quick. Lost monuments of aul-dwarov, treasures. As long as we have less than 2 fully colonized provinces. Yep, they're given. We will find ancient Dwarven knowledge during our expeditions. They are an aggregate of ancient plans, blueprints, books, and other pieces of knowledge left by the dwarves of old. And each one... Oh, events are popping up. Got a free claim on their province, even though we're at peace. Kind of funny. Where was I again? So it seems like each Dwarven knowledge will grant us an additional point of development when we develop our whole provinces. Permanently? Serious? There's no way. Like for every single, like sort of like we're called Galan over there. If you every time you dev the gold, it gives you another dev. I don't really know. Or is it just once per thing? Who knows? Actually, probably most people playing this. And of course, one of our missions is to get to an expedition, and they give us some points. We're actually capped right now. So let's check this out. It's platinum danger level and medium length. Just like me. I'm just kidding. Organize the expedition here. So we have our own interface, surprisingly enough, which is pretty cool. Granite Blockade, platinum danger, medium length. 1,000 to 2,400 estimated loot of question mark. Guess it could just mean any of these in this cool little image here. Start preparations. Honestly, I don't really have anything to gauge this off of. But let's just see here. Wow, that's a huge disparity. 100 crowns or 10 of these. That's pretty weird. It should be like 50 or something. We can set the party share. We can organize the troops. We should definitely do. Because it seems... What does it do? I'm just assuming it's good. High organization reduces consumption of supplies. Oh, yeah, that sounds perfect. Let's do that, like... Not many times. We can send a manpower. Send 1,000, 5,000, or 10,000. I mean, we're pretty safe right now. I think we could just send 10,000. Hopefully it doesn't send my cavalry or cannons. Assuming it's just going to do just dwarves. Send all 10k. Hopefully I can get them back. And let's raise their morale as well, because I'm assuming that's really needed. That's the chance of success of encounters. Let's put some points into that. Sacking our admin, but that's fine for now. We're not really doing much with it. Get a couple more. I mean, total costs are below what's actually going to be given to us, so I don't find it to be that bad. Let's, you know, do this as well. And I think that's good enough for our first campaign. Obviously, we can't really migrate away because it's going to ruin it, so let's see what happens. It looks like, yeah, most of our dwarves were taken, so let's get them back. And then next year, we will take the Diplotech. Sucks that we had to nuke our admin, but we'll get it back pretty quickly. What is this? Urban miners came upon an ancient runic tablet. It is a tale written by a dwarf named Auris? Or Auris. I think it's this one. Uh-oh. That's not how you pronounce that name? Oh, shame. I guess I can't read. I don't know. Is that like a reference or something? I don't really know. Arius. It sounds pretty familiar. But like a dev or something? Well, anyways, thanks Arius, whoever programmed that event. I am now -1 stability. But hey, we have good news. Our expedition in Granite Blockade is actually going deeper. And we have found our first Ancient Dwarven knowledge, which is perfect. And we got 4 prestige. See what that means for us. So I guess we're on to the next floor. Looks like we're losing some to attrition. Oh, we get the devil. Also supplies, organizations going down, morale is as well. And it looks like a cave has collapsed in on our dwarves. Healing gave way to the pressure building up, and killed and entombed many members. So there goes a good 500 dwarf power. Oh boy, I have a feeling I'm gonna get absolutely destroyed by this. Yeah, let's see. Look how enticing that is. It's like, oh, I need to do it. But no, I can't right now. We have to wait. And I'm assuming... It doesn't say we have Dwarven knowledge here, but I'm assuming after the expedition's done and they come back, we will get it. And then once we get to the hold, we can test it out. And it looks like we got some Hobgoblin raiders. I don't know how the hell they got all the way over here, but they still did. Heavily armored redskin humanoids. Hopefully we can win that to arms. And yeah, exactly. They're trained to fight in the open fields of Rahen, but I don't know why they're in the labyrinthine crevices of the Serpentspine. We did take a victory there. We gained 2 whole morale, 150 loot, perfect, basically doubling what we have. We do lose 200 soldiers. That's why I went in with 10k. And I think with that, I am actually going to end this first episode here. I hope you like this new style of video. I've really enjoyed editing it, and I'm having a great time already. I love the new mechanics. I love adventuring the Dwarven, the Dwarvar, excuse me. And I hope to see you in the next episode.